Tonight, we are getting our first look at some of the most popular and most damaged trails in the gorge after the Eagle Creek fire. These are trails that are still closed to the public, but KGW's environmental reporter Keely Chalmers was escorted behind the barricades and gives us our first look at some of these areas. She joins us live near Ainsworth State Park. Keely?
Yeah, the old Highway 30 here near Ainsworth State Park has been closed for more than a month now, and today I saw why. Not too far past those barricades you see there, we found all sorts of hazards. Now, to be clear, we did not see any flames or even any smoke, but we still had to stay close to our firefighting escorts because of other dangers.
There's some very serious risks with slope failure in particular. We're standing at a trail site right now, which is an example of that.
This is the hiking trail at Horsetail Falls. What was once surrounded by lush green vegetation, now surrounded by loose rocks and scorched trees.
The other thing is a number of these trees have been burned enough that they're going to start falling.
Horsetail Falls was our first stop on our tour along Old Highway 30. Our second stop, Multnomah Falls. The lodge is okay, but the burned slopes around and above it show just how close the fire came. As we made our way along the historic highway, it was easy to see why it is still closed in this area of the gorge. We saw numerous downed trees, rock falls, and slides. Firefighters say the two areas most damaged by the wildfire are Tanner Creek, shown here in this Forest Service video, and Eagle Creek, where the fire started. KGW's drone Fly 8 captured this video of the Eagle Creek Trail, now easily visible along the burned slope. You can also see another concern: fallen trees in the creek. The fear now is that log jams could form.
If we get these jams forming over the winter, we'll get freezing and thawing happening, and then they could burst at some time. So that's where you get those concerns about flash floods.
Here's an example of a debris flow that happened after the Eagle Creek fire. Without the vegetation holding up this steep slope, the earth gave way and slid right down over the old highway here. But there is, if you take a close look, some good news here.
Already you can see vegetation starting to sprout, and for me that's a sign of hope.
A sign the gorge has already started to rebuild.
It'll come back in time.
Now, I learned something interesting today. I learned that only about half of the area burned in the Eagle Creek fire. About half of it wasn't actually burned all that bad. In other words, it still has trees and vegetation. But only about 15% was severely burned. But it is, of course, in those areas where the risks for landslides, rock falls, and floods are the highest.